Hello, wrestling fans. My name is Big Boy Snatch on TV, aka What Kind of Snatch You Want, because I got plenty to go around. This is my WWE Money in the Bank review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning all the way towards the end, where I give you guys the full review, not the half of my review. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, follow my social media down below in the description, and go check out my WWE World Collides review on highlights. I got it set to my premiere, so head over to my premiere right now. All right, let's get started. Now WWE, yeah, it says WWE Money in the Bank. So yeah, WWE Money in the Bank. I might as well say it was like a it was a it was just a great show, man, for what it was, man. That's all I gotta say. But there are certain matches that were good. There are certain matches were good, but there are certain matches were just there. All right, let's get started. It says Money in the Bank was live from Inglewood, California, in Neutral Dome. Commentary tonight were Michael Cole, Wade Barrett, and Pat McAfee. So we go to the pre-show arrivals. World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso is shown arriving with Cody Rhodes. Logan Paul is shown arriving with his crew. The man Becky Lynch is in the building. The WWE Intercontinental Champion Dirty Dominic Mysterio is taking on is talking with the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan backstage. The Money in the Bank briefcase are shown hanging over the ring, which is already that's nothing new. All right, Seth Rollins is showing arriving with Paul Heyman, Big Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker. Alexa Bliss is with her Lily doll is sitting backstage. LA Knight is shown arriving. Rhea Ripley gets a huge pop when she shows on the screen. Video package: the WWE Money in the Bank intro video. We go live into the Neutral Dome to see a big protagonist display. Tonight marks 28 years to the day that Michael Cole made his play-by-play debut on WWE Shotgun Saturday night. Alright, so we get the first match, Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Naomi versus Stephanie McCure versus Julia versus Rhea Ripley. This was a decent ladder match. All right, the bell rings and all six competitors start. It says the bell rings. All six competitors stare at each other. Rhea Ripley goes after Rhea Ripley, while Alexa Bliss attacks Stephanie McCure, who is competing in her second match of the day. Naomi and Roxanne Perez go at it. Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Rhea Ripley are left in the ring. Naomi sends Alexa Bliss into Rhea Ripley. Stephanie McCure tries to get a ladder in the ring, but Naomi baseball slides into her. Naomi brings the ladder into the ring, but Rhea Ripley slings Alexa Bliss into the ladder, knocking Naomi out of the ring. Rhea Ripley smiles at Alexa Bliss, and she smiles back. They lock up and they look up at the briefcase and wave at each other. Alexa Bliss goes after the ladder, but Julia and Roxanne Perez cut them off. They knock Rhea Ripley and Alexa Bliss out of the ring and stare at each other. Stephanie McCure wipes them out with a springboard crossbody block. Stephanie McCure knocks them down and hits Julia with a running meteor in the corner. Stephanie McCure lays Roxanne Perez out with a double underhook gutbuster. Stephanie McCure picks up a ladder, but Naomi knocks her knocks her in the head. Naomi hits an X Factor onto the side of that ladder. And Stephanie McCure is out. Naomi picks the ladder up and hits Rhea Ripley in the midsection. As she gets on the apron, Naomi drives Rhea Ripley's head into the ladder. Naomi throws the ladder at Alexa Bliss, but she ducks. Alexa Bliss takes Naomi and Roxanne Perez down onto the ladder, and crushes them with a rolling senton. Alexa Bliss gets the crowd going and throws Naomi out of the ring. Alexa Bliss grabs the ladder, but Julia drop kicks her down. Julia grabs the ladder and sets it up in the ring, well, in the corner. Julia attacks Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss reverses a whip onto the corner, but Julia puts the brakes on. Alexa Bliss charges, but Julia sends her into the ladder. Julia then curb stomps Alexa Bliss into the ladder. The ladder falls onto a Julia with no sell. It as such as she attacks Stephanie McCure, Julia knees Stephanie McCure in the face and dumps her out of the ring. Julia grabs the ladder but throws it aside as Rhea Ripley drags herself to the apron. Rhea Ripley challenges Julia and punch her back. Rhea Ripley puts her in the corner and drop kicks her down. Roxanne Perez starts to slide a ladder into the ring. Rhea Ripley grabs it and pulls Roxanne Perez in the pulls Roxanne Perez in before hitting her with a shiny wizard. Naomi tries to catch Rhea Ripley with a wheelbarrow bulldog, but Rhea Ripley slams her onto the ladder. A mommy chant fires up. Rhea Ripley leans a ladder onto the bottom rope and accidentally dropped it on Roxanne Perez's head. And as she crawls into the ring, Rhea Ripley grabs Roxanne Perez for the retro tears, but she counters into a hurricanrana onto the ladder. Roxanne Perez then crushes Rhea Ripley with a springboard moonsault onto the ladder. um Roxanne Perez sets the ladder up in the center of the ring and climbs, but Alexa Bliss rips her down. Julia punches Alexa Bliss in the face and knocks her out of the ring. Roxanne Perez and Julia are climbing on the opposite end of the ladder. Roxanne Perez has a mark on her chin. Rhea Ripley grabs at the ladder, so Roxanne Perez gets down and beats her down. Julia and Roxanne Perez put Rhea Ripley on the ladder and try to sandwich it onto her, but the bracket locks. They struggle for a moment before bringing it down on Rhea Ripley. They then knock the other ladder in the ring over onto it and push Rhea Ripley out of the ring. Julian Roxanne Perez bury Rhea Ripley under a bunch of ladders at ringside. In the ring, Naomi sets the ladder up under the Money in the Bank briefcase. Naomi climbs, but Stephanie McCure runs into the ring and pulls her down. Naomi needs to wait at Stephanie McCure, but Stephanie McCure drives her into the corner. Stephanie McCure drives Julia into Naomi and takes her out. Stephanie McCure viciously twists Naomi's knee with a dragon screw off the ropes. Roxanne Perez grabs Stephanie McCure, but Stephanie McCure lays her out with a snap suplex. Stephanie McCure climbs the ladder, but Julia pulls La Prima down. Julia applies an octopus stretch. Stephanie McCure powers through the pain and climbs the ladder with Julia on her back. Julia slides off and pulls Stephanie McCure off with a German suplex. Julia starts to climb, but Naomi slides her through the ladder's rung with ladder's rung and kicks her. I'm sorry about that. Um, Naomi starts to climb over Julia, but Julia sits up and hits Naomi with a German suplex off the ladder. Alexa Bliss then drop kicks Julia off the ladder. Elizabeth climbs to the top and reaches for the briefcase. Roxanne Perez climbs the ladder and starts to brawl with Alexa Bliss. Stephanie McCure sets another ladder up next to them and climb. Naomi climbs on the opposite side of Stephanie McCure. Alexa Bliss gets down and pulls Naomi down. Julia starts to climb. Alexa Bliss grabs Stephanie McCure and power bombs her off the ladder. Roxanne Perez and Julia are left at the top of the ladder. Roxanne Perez and Julia jump off as Elizabeth attempts to knock the ladder over. Roxanne Perez and Julia double team Alexa Bliss and take her out. Roxanne Perez and Julia set the ladder up on the side and flapjacks Alexa Bliss onto it. Alexa Bliss did not break that fall. Ouch. The crowd chants, "This is awesome." Roxanne Perez turns on Julia and slams her off the ladder a few times. Julia sends Roxanne Perez over the top, but she holds on. As Roxanne Perez holds the ropes, she sees Rhea Ripley emerge from the pile of ladders. Roxanne Perez tries to escape, but Rhea Ripley takes her out. Rhea Ripley gets in the ring and squares off with Julia. Rhea Ripley vicious slams Julia down before hitting Naomi with a super kick. Rhea Ripley then grabs Roxanne Perez and launches her with a vicious edge into Naomi. Rhea Ripley lays the ladder into the corner across the second turnbuckle. Rhea Ripley grabs Julia with the electric chair and slams her face first onto the ladder platform platform in the corner. Rhea Ripley stands tall in the center of the ring, and the crowd gives her a great ovation. Rhea Ripley sets a ladder up under the briefcase. A "Let's Go Mommy" chant picks up. This ladder is huge. Rhea Ripley starts to climb, but Stephanie McCure pulls her down. Rhea Ripley immediately floors Stephanie McCure with a headbutt to the face. Rhea Ripley pulls a ladder into the ring and bridges it from the rug from the standing ladder to the second turnbuckle. Rhea Ripley grabs Stephanie McCure and set up for a riptide onto the ladder bridge. Stephanie McCure elbows out. Rhea Ripley pulls her in the electric chair, but Stephanie McCure pulls Rhea Ripley onto the ladder bridge and delivers the Devil's Kiss to a huge ovation. Stephanie McCure climbs to the top and grabs out the briefcase. Roxanne Perez immediately scrambles up and pulls her down. They brawl on the ladder bridge. Roxanne Perez drives Stephanie Curtis head into the ladder, and knocks her off the canvas. Alexa Bliss climbs the ladder, but Roxanne Perez cuts her off. Naomi pulls Alexa Bliss down and throws her down. Stephanie Mercury gets back on the ladder bridge and pulls Roxanne Perez down. Stephanie Mercury goes for a slam, but Roxanne Perez blocks it. Alexa Bliss and Naomi set up another ladder bridge on the other side of the standing ladder. Alexa Bliss kicks Naomi down. Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez hit nearly stereo code reds on Naomi and Stephanie Mercury respectively onto the two ladder bridges. Once again, once again the crowd chants this. I'm sorry, the crowd chants this match is awesome. Julia resets to two ladder bridges by creating a corner platform for one and leaning the second against the corner. Julia climbs the ladder, but Roxanne Perez climbs on the other side of her and cuts her off. Julia has a hand on the briefcase, but Roxanne Perez punches away at her. The WWE drone is capturing the action. Alexa Bliss pulls Roxanne Perez down. Rhea Ripley climbs behind Julia and pulls her down. Rhea Ripley hits Julia with the riptide as Alexa Bliss hits Roxanne Perez with the Sister Abigail. Rhea Ripley and Alexa Bliss stare at each other. Rhea Ripley and Alexa Bliss climb on the opposite side and brawl at the top. They start to climb down when they see Naomi attempt to knocking the ladder over. Naomi dumps them off the ladder onto the ladder platform in the corner. Naomi climbs the ladder and retrieves the briefcase. The winner of the 2025 Women's Money in the Bank contract, Naomi. I was happy about this, but the match itself was decent. Now, I can see Naomi cashes in on Tiffany Stratton. So that's definitely I can see that. But why would Naomi cashes in on Io Scott? That do not make sense by itself. But anyway, I already know that Naomi's gonna cash in on Tiffany Stratton. Watch I tell you, and I'm gonna call it straight down the middle. Naomi celebrates with the briefcase and protectiveness goes off. I was happy that Naomi won, but the match itself was just decent. All right, commercial break. Cody Rhodes stars in the Wheatley American Vodka commercial. Crown Jewel is coming to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The first ever two-night SummerSlam is coming in August. Triple A Mega Champion El Hijo del Banquino is at ringside. Mr. Iguana is also there. He gets a big ovation. Konnan is also shown. Video packaged earlier today, Dominic Mysterio Octagon Jr. got into a brawl at World Collide. Dominic Mysterio challenged him to a match at Money in the Bank with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Video package. Main event, Jey Uso puts the World Heavyweight Championship on the line against Gunther this Monday on Raw. Now, I believe that Seth Rollins is going to cash in his Money Bank contract on Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw, because I can definitely see it coming. All right, let's move on. So we get the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Dirty Dominic Mysterio accompanied by WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Liv Morgan versus Octagon Jr. And this match right here, I got my mixed opinions about what I think about this match, but this was a okay match for what it was. The bell rings and Dominic Mysterio slides as Octagon Jr. goes for a leap. Dominic Mysterio whips him to the corner, but Octagon Jr. scales the ropes and hits a twisted crossbody block. Octagon Jr. rolls under a clothesline and hits a handspring into a head scissors takeover. Dominic Mysterio rolls out of the ring. So Octagon Jr. catches him with an outside moonsault. Octagon Jr. gets Dominic Mysterio in the ring and ties him up. Dominic Mysterio drops him crotch first onto the top rope and use the tail of his mask to tie him to the bottom rope. Dominic Mysterio stomps away at the hand before the referee backs him up. Dominic Mysterio poses and the crowd loudly cheers him. Dominic Mysterio jumps off the bottom rope and stumps the midsection. Dominic Mysterio covers his ear as the crowd chants something. Dominic Mysterio throws his shirt at the Triple A star at ringside. Dominic Mysterio punches away at Octagon Jr. before sending him to the corner. Dominic Mysterio charged by Octagon Jr. twists away. Octagon Jr. knocks him away and comes off the top rope with a corkscrew arm drag. Octagon Jr. super kicks him down and hits a shotgun twisted splash for a 2 count. Octagon Jr. pulls Dominic Mysterio up to his feet, but Dominic Mysterio kicks him and starts up the three amigos. One amigo, two amigos. Octagon Jr. blocks the third. Dominic Mysterio quickly catches him with the Mochoku driver for a 2 count. Dominic Mysterio knocks Octagon Jr. into a position and signals for the 619. Octagon Jr. does his 619 and goes to the apron. Octagon Jr. kicks Dominic Mysterio away and hits a slingshot twisted splash for a near fall. Octagon Jr. connects with a Moss cover. Three handed handles family um credenza credenza before leading to the top rope. Liv Morgan gets on the apron and distracts Octagon Jr. Dominic Mysterio catches Octagon Jr. on the top, catches Octagon Jr. on the top rope and drop kicks him into position. Dominic Mysterio connects with a 619 and goes to the top rope for a fall splash to put to Octagon Jr.'s spine. Dominic Mysterio rolls him over and picks up the win. The winner by pinfall and still your WWE Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This match was okay for what it was. All right, let's move on. Backstage segment. Earlier today, Chad Gable was talking to Brutus Creed and Julius Creed. Chad Gable unveils a Fireball brand ladder and tells them to put it somewhere El Grande Americano can find it. Chad Gable tells the Creed brothers to make sure to tell him as well. The Creed brothers are really excited about the ladder. We already know that Chad Gable as Americano, as a Grande Americano. We already know that's Chad Gable. WWE is coming to Fantastic Fest. And NXT Great American Bash Saturday night's main event and Evolution are coming to Atlanta the weekend of July 12th. The Thomas family is at ringside. They lost their home in a devastating wildfire in Los Angeles earlier this year. Video package: WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. All right. We move on to the next match. WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship match. The man Becky Lynch versus Lyra Kira. I already knew that Becky Lynch was going to beat Lyra Kira because Lyra Kira, I think Lyra Kira was not going to beat Becky Lynch twice in this match, so I already knew that Becky Lynch was going to win. And this match right here, I ain't gonna lie, this was a good match right here. This was a good match. All right. As Alicia Taylor is doing the ring announcement, Lyra Kira attacks Becky Lynch. Lyra Kira has a running cross body block and throws her around. Lyra Kira lifts her and puts her on the apron before punching her to the floor. Lyra Kira tops is coming off, so she asks the referee to help her avoid a wardrobe malfunction. Lyra Kira goes for a wrecking ball drop kick to the floor, but Becky Lynch blocks it and pulls her down to the floor. Becky Lynch bounces her off the commentary table and whips her into the barricade. Becky Lynch gets Lyra Kira in the ring and hits a running forearm in the corner, followed by a back splitter for a 1 count. Becky Lynch climbs the spine and chokes her on the middle rope. Becky Lynch continues to attack, so Lyra Kira counters with a back slide pin for a 2 count. Becky Lynch quickly goes for a manhandle slam, but Lyra Kira counters into a pin for another 2 count. Lyra Kira attempts Nightwing, but Becky Lynch counters with a slam for a 2 count. Becky Lynch connects with a trio of leg drops for a 2 count. Becky Lynch bounces Lyra Kira off the turnbuckles. There is a dueling chant for Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch quickly kicks Lyra Kira. Lyra Kira quickly fights back and hits a swinging neckbreaker. They take a few moments to get up. Lyra Kira is in pain of clothesline. Hits a pair of clotheslines followed by a strike combination and a step up enziguri. Lyra Kira connects with a nice government sit out powerbomb for a near fall. Lyra Kira grabs Becky Lynch's arms and pulls her up. Lyra Kira lifts her, but Becky Lynch slides off and sends her into the corner. They trade pins for 2 counts. Becky Lynch blocks a kick and flips her over before spiking her with a DDT for a 2 count. Becky Lynch charged, but Lyra Kira drops her on the apron. Becky Lynch quickly punches her down and heads to the top rope. Lyra Kira cuts her off and elbows away at her. Lyra Kira connects with a superplex followed by a fisherman suplex for a near fall. Lyra Kira positions Becky Lynch and goes for the second rope. for a moonsault, but she lands on her feet when Becky Lynch moves. Lyra Kira catches her with a heel kick and goes for a slam, but Becky Lynch counters into a cross arm breaker. Lyra Kira turns over and picks up a 2 count. Lyra Kira then applies a single leg crab and step on her head. Becky Lynch managed to get to the bottom rope to break the hold. Becky Lynch rolls out of the ring to recover, so Lyra Kira catches her with a reckoning ball dropkick, followed by a crossbody block off the top, crossbody block off the apron. Lyra Kira gets her in the ring, but Becky Lynch immediately rolls out and leans over the Spanish commentary table. Becky Lynch elbows Lyra Kira back. Lyra Kira hangs her over the barricade and kicks away at her. Lyra Kira gets on the commentary table and crushes Becky Lynch with a diving leg drop. Lyra Kira gets her in the ring and goes to the top rope. Lyra Kira dives, but Becky Lynch crushes her with a power bomb out of midair for a near fall. Alright, both women are down and the crowd starts up a loud "We Want True" chant. Lyra Kira grabs Becky Lynch's ankle, but she kicks her away. Becky Lynch goes to the top rope, but Lyra Kira cuts her off. Becky Lynch elbows her, but Lyra Kira managed to lift her. Becky Lynch counters out and hits a manhandle slam off the second rope. 1-2. Lyra Kira kicks out. Becky Lynch is stunned. Lyra Kira rolls out of the ring. Becky Lynch is furious and goes outside to grab her. Lyra Kira slaps her in the face, so Becky Lynch slams her into the ring post. Becky Lynch then hits a vicious manhandle slam on the floor. Becky Lynch tries to powers an unconscious Lyra Kira up, but she can't. Becky Lynch rolls into the ring to break the count. Becky Lynch goes outside and grabs her butt. Lyra Kira crushes her with a Nightwing on the floor. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Both women roll into the ring at the very last moment. Alright. They go nose to nose and start trading strikes. Lyra Kira gets her on her shoulders, but Becky Lynch slides off and rolls her up for a 2 count. They start trading pins until Becky Lynch rolls her over and grabs the tights for the win. The winner by pinfall and your new WWE Intercontinental Champion, the man Becky Lynch. This was a good match, but I did not like how it ends. Alright. It says Becky Lynch takes the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship and laughs as she looks at Lyra Kira. She looks at Lyra Kira seated on the canvas. Becky Lynch wants Lyra Kira to get up and raise her arm. Lyra Kira cannot believe this. Lyra Kira is not happy and raises Becky Lynch's arm. Lyra Kira goes to leave, but Becky Lynch wants her to raise her arm for all four sides of the ring. Lyra Kira repeatedly holds Becky Lynch's arm up and goes to leave. Becky Lynch wants more, and Lyra Kira is getting upset. Becky Lynch gives her the title and wants Lyra Kira to put it around her waist. Lyra Kira does it before hitting Becky Lynch with a German suplex followed by a Nightwing. Becky Lynch pins Lyra Kira and is the new WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion at Money in the Bank. And this was a good match. A really good match with Becky Lynch and Lyra Kira. The build was kind of lame with some really bad dialogues writing for Lyra Kira, but this match was good enough to make you forget about that match. Rise a very good feud. I think we get one more. Hashtag Money in the Bank. Alright, WWE 2K25 is 30% off for the digital version. WWE Night of Champions is coming to Saudi Arabia on June 28th. Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian are at ringside. WWE President Nick Khan is also at ringside. I don't care about Kourtney Kardashian. I do not care. All right, let's move on. So we get the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Seth Rollins accompanied by Paul Heyman versus Penta versus El Grande Americano versus Andrade versus Solo Sikoa and LA Knight. Yeah. And then in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, I ain't gonna lie. See, this was good. This was a good man's this man's Money in the Bank ladder match. This was good. This man's Money in the Bank ladder match was way better than the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. But I'm glad Naomi won though. But this match right here was way better than the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. All right, the bell rings and Seth Rollins knows everyone is surrounding him. Everyone but Soul Support and El Grande Americano beat Seth Rollins down. Soul Support then grabs Seth Rollins and throws him over the top rope. Soul Support turns around and finds no friends. Penta, LA Knight, and Americano attacks him. LA Knight takes Soul Squad down with a neckbreaker and Penta hits a handstand and a slingshot dropkick. LA Knight quickly dropkicks a ladder into Americano as he tries to get into the ring. Seth Rollins gets in the ring and attacks Andrade and Soul Squad. Andrade fights back and kicks Seth Rollins down. Seth Rollins reverses a whip onto Andrade and Andrade hits a somersault plancha over the top rope onto the other competitors at ringside. Seth Rollins is sent out of the ring. Penta goes to the top rope and wipes everyone out with a crossbody block to the floor. Grande Americano attacks Penta from behind. Before I continue, Seth Rollins doesn't even need Money in the Bank, but WWE gave it to Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins already won Money in the Bank twice, one last year and one this year. But I just wish that somebody else can win Money in the Bank, but it is wish they gave it to Seth Rollins. But let me continue. Americano grabs a ladder and attacks all the competitors with it. As he does, Wade Barrett talks about how Chad Gable and El Grande Americano have different different um different nipples. Jesus. Oh, Wade Barrett was weird on that part. Americano lands a huge ladder against the ring post. Penta kicks Americano in the chest and rolls him into the ring. Penta also puts a ladder in the ring. Penta chops Americano chest and sends him into the opposite corner for a kick. Penta goes for a handstand slingshot suplex, but Seth Rollins drives a ladder into him. Andrade goes for a dive, but Seth Rollins knocks him out of midair with a ladder. So Rollins sets up a ladder under the briefcase, which is far too small. Americano attacks Seth Rollins and hits a torture rack and slams onto the ladder. Americano sets a ladder up and starts to climb, but it's too short. So Sokoa pulls him off the ladder and drives him into it. Soskoa leans the ladder against the corner as the crowd chants for tables. Soskoa grabs Americano and school slam him onto the ladder in the corner. LA Knight comes in and drives Soskoa onto the ladder before punching away at him. LA Knight picks the ladder up, but Soskoa super kicks him twice. Before mocking him, Sosa lifts LA Knight and goes for a Samoan drop onto the ladder, but LA Knight counters into a neckbreaker on the ladder. LA Knight hits an elbow drop with some with some with some thread ticks before knocking Sosa out of the ring. LA Knight sets the ladder up and climb, but Penta climb on the other side. They trade punches at the top of the ladder before Penta rocks him with a headbutt. Seth Rollins set a large ladder up next to them and starts to climb. Americano climbed the second on the other side of Seth Rollins' ladder. Sosa gets the third ladder. In the ring is set up. Penta is knocked down, but he quickly gets up. Uh, Americano. I'm sorry. Andrade tries to leap off the ropes onto the ladder, but he slips. Americano rolls Seth Rollins off the ladder. Andrade forearm Soul off the ladder. LA Knight knocks Penta off. Seth Rollins knocks the ladder with Americano over. Sosa knocks Andrade ladder over. Sosa then pulls LA Knight down and hits a Samoan spike as he does. Seth Rollins hits Penta with a pedigree. Seth Rollins, the current Paul Heyman guy, and Sosa at forearm. Paul Heyman guy squeeze off an OTC chant picks up. Seth Rollins and Sosa began to brawl. Sosa rocks Seth Rollins with a super kick and signals for the Samoan spike. Seth Rollins ducks it and super kicks him twice. Seth Rollins draws a ladder into Soul's Code's midsection and leans it against the second turnbuckle. A CM Punk chant picks up. Seth Rollins sets up for a powerbomb, but Soul's Code left him. Seth Rollins slides off and hits a drop toe hold into the ladder, followed by a stomp. Soul's Code rolls out of the ring. Soul's Code slides another ladder into the ring. As the crowd chants for Penta, Seth Rollins climbed the ladder, but Americano climbed behind him. Americano hangs Seth Rollins upside down over the ladder and applies the ankle lock. Andrade climbs and tries to go over the upside down Seth Rollins. Penta climbs behind Andrade. Andrade then crushes Americano with a sunset flip powerbomb off the ladder. Penta then hits Seth Rollins with a suplex off the ladder onto the ladder leaning in the corner. Wow, Seth Rollins back caught the side of the ladder. The crowd chants, "This is awesome." Penta and Andrade grasp the ladder. Andrade signals for them both to climb. They climb the ladder on the opposite side. Each man wants the other to grab it. Penta goes for it, but Andrade attacks. They exchange stiff blows at the top of the ladder. Andrade slides off the ladder and puts puts Penta down. Penta soon rocks him with a super kick and climb. Andrade grabs another ladder and slams it onto Penta. Andrade sets a ladder bridge up for the ladder rug to the second turnbuckle. LA Knight tries to attack, but Andrade knocks him out of the ring. Penta tries to climb the ladder, but Andrade slams on the ladder bridge to cut him off. Andrade sets up for a suplex on the ladder bridge, but counters. Penta counters. Penta then hits a wild Mexican destroyer on the ladder. The ladder buckles a bit. That was a brutal spot by Penta. Sosa attacks Penta and drives him into the ladder. Sosa mocks Penta and knocks him. LA Knight pulls Sosa out of the ring and punches away at him before driving him into the barricade. LA Knight sets up a ladder bridge from the apron to the barricade. Sosa uppercuts LA Knight, but LA Knight fights back and drives him into the spring steps. LA Knight gets in the ring, and Penta catches him with a super kick. Penta charges, but LA Knight attempts a powerbomb. Penta counters into a modified code red. Penta climbs the ladder, but I'm sorry, not America, but Americano cuts him off and hits a German suplex. Seth Rollins gets in the ring, but Americano drops him with a German suplex. LA Knight meets the same fate as does Soul Sikoa. Americano poses for a drive-in Seth Rollins into a ladder. The crowd that chants that Chad Gables no is not. Americano is under the ring and grabs the fireball ladder. Americano gets a fireball ladder in the ring and puts it over his head. Americano does a helicopter spin and wipes everyone out with a ladder. That ladder was slow when Americano was spinning with the ladder. That was slow. Alright, Americano sets the ladder up and starts to climb. Penta it says Penta what was it? It says it starts to climb. Penta climbs on the other side. Americano grabs for the briefcase, but Penta headbutts him off. Penta goes for the briefcase, but Seth Rollins cuts him off. Penta kicks Seth Rollins down as he does. The cameras catches Americano putting the metal plate under his mask, which is illegal. Penta and Seth Rollins continue to brawl before Penta knocks Seth Rollins down. Penta grabs for the briefcase as he does. LA Knight catapults Americano into the ladder, leaning against the ring post. Americano scales that ladder, uses the ladder leading the corner as a pole vault, and lands on the ladder that Penta is climbing. Americano headbutts Penta off with the loaded mask. LA Knight then scales the ladder and hits Americano with the Kamuza off the ladder. Wow. Seth Rollins is climbing the fireball ladder. Andrade tries to stop him, but Seth Rollins knocks him down. Penta starts to climb as Andrade puts Seth Rollins down and kicks him out of the ring. Andrade and Penta brawl at the top of the ladder until Penta falls. Soul Squad climbs on the opposite side. Seth Rollins brings a second ladder and the and climb. Andrade knocks Soul Squad down. LA Knight pulls Seth Rollins down and starts him and clotheslines him over the top rope. Seth Rollins barks for his boys to come out. Big Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker come out. Braun Breaker crushes Americano with a spear at ringside. Bronson Reed pulls Penta down and swats him away. Braun Breaker sends LA Knight over the top rope. Bronson Reed then hits Andrade. Braun Breaker goes outside and hits LA Knight with a spear on the floor. Bronson Reed goes to the top rope and crushes Andrade with a tsunami. United States champion Jacob Fatu and JC Mateto head to the ring. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed wait in the ring for them. A brawl breaks out between them. Braun Breaker knocks JC Mateto out of the ring. Braun Breaker sends JC Mateto into the ring post and hits a spear through the barricade. In the ring, Bronson Reed is taking it to Jacob Fatu. Bronson Reed hits the ropes but Jacob Fatu hits a pop-up Samoan drop. Jacob Fatu then crushes him with a suicide dive. Jacob Fatu puts points at Sol Sikoa and gets him in the ring. Sol Sikoa is looking extremely confident. They set a ladder up, and Sol Sikoa embraces Jacob Fatu. Sol Sikoa starts to climb the ladder, but Jacob Fatu turns wildly, looks at Sol Sikoa. Jacob Fatu grabs Sol Sikoa's ankle to a huge ovation. Sosako is confused as Jacob Fatu chant fires up. Jacob Fatu shouts, I hate you. Jacob Fatu pulls Sosako down and super kicks him. Jacob Fatu positions Sosako and hits him with a moonsault. The crowd is going wild for Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu takes a moment before grabbing Sosako on the apron. Jacob Fatu then hits Sosako with a spinning solo for off the apron through the ladder bridge. Jacob Fatu then leaves to a nice ovation. I'm glad that Jacob Fatu turned on Soul Sikoa because Jacob Fatu is sick and tired of Soul Sikoa. So hats out to Jacob Fatu for turning on Soul Sikoa. I know that feud between Jacob Fatu and Soul Sikoa is gonna be something. Alright, let me continue. Seth Rollins slides a second fire ladder into the ring, as the first one has a broken bracket. Seth Rollins starts to climb, but LA Knight pulls him off the ladder and clubs him down. LA Knight starts to climb, but Seth Rollins pulls him down. LA Knight goes for the blunt force trauma, but Seth Rollins slams him off the ladder. Seth Rollins then draws LA Knight with a stomp. Seth Rollins begins to climb the fireball ladder. Seth Rollins grabs the briefcase and wins the Money in the Bank ladder match for the second time in his career. The winner of the 2025 Men's Money in the Bank contract, Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins won two ladder matches in a row. One last year, one this year. But Seth Rollins doesn't need the Money in the Bank briefcase. But I guarantee he's gonna cash it in on Jey Uso Money in that Raw. I guarantee you. Cause why would he cash it in on John Cena? He never knows what he might do with that briefcase. But I know he's gonna cash in on Jey Uso. It is on Money Night Raw, but it is what it is. This is a good match. This match is way better than the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. But I'm glad that Naomi won. But this match was way better than the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. All right, Seth Rollins celebrates with the Money in the Bank briefcase along with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Big Bronson Reed. So Seth Rollins needed help from Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. So he won. But anyway, let me move on. A very good and newsworthy men's Money to Bank ladder match. You had to figure Seth Rollins was the heavy favorite. His crew got into it with Soul Sikoa before Jacob Fatu turned on Soul Sikoa in a great moment. Some really awesome spots and not a lot of dead air in this. Love it. I cannot wait to SmackDown. What Jacob Fatu has to say on SmackDown. But it is what it is. Let's move on. WrestleMania 42 is returning to Las Vegas on April 18th and April 19th, 2026. Nikki Bella is returning on Raw this Monday. Main event, Jey Uso will also defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther. Alright, video package. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. So we get the tag team match. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes and World Heavyweight Champion. Main event, Jey Uso versus the Maverick, Logan Paul, and Undisputed WWE Champion, John Cena. This main event was boring. But my favorite part is that R-Truth returned. They had us full. The WWE played us all, man. They played us. But this was a boring main event. But the highlight of the night was R-Truth. Now I thought that they did release R-Truth from WWE, but WWE played us all. So that's all I gotta say. Good to see R-Truth back. Cody Rhodes will start the match against John Cena. They circle the ring before John Cena tags Logan Paul in. Logan Paul danced around a bit before tagging John Cena back in. Cody Rhodes and John Cena lock up, and Cody Rhodes hooks a side headlock. John Cena backs him into the ropes and whips him off, but Cody Rhodes shoulder tackles him. John Cena quickly gets up and tags Logan Paul in. Cody Rhodes smirks and John Cena looks nervous on the apron. Logan Paul rolls around and John Cena applauds him. Cody Rhodes does a cartwheel. They lock up and Cody Rhodes hooks a side headlock. Logan Paul whips him off, but Cody Rhodes shoulder tackles him down. The crowd chants, "We want truth." Cody Rhodes hits the ropes, so Logan Paul drops down and leapfrogs him. Cody Rhodes catches him and hits a delayed vertical front suplex. Cody Rhodes wrenches the arm and tags the World Heavyweight Champion in. Jey Uso comes off the top rope and clubs Logan Paul's shoulder. Logan Paul quickly rocks him with his loaded right hand. Logan Paul continues to lay in some strikes before Jey Uso hits a pop-up reverse neck breaker for a 2 count. Jey Uso gets Logan Paul in the corner and hits the 10 punches. Logan Paul does a little dance and lays Logan Paul out with a right hand. Logan Paul quickly elbows and boots Jey Uso back before going to the second rope for a blockbuster. Logan Paul picks up a 2 count. John Cena tags in. The undisputed WWE champion punches away at the World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso. John Cena whips Jey Uso hard into the corner and Jey Uso drops down. There is a dueling chant for John Cena. John Cena stares at Cody Rhodes, who he defeated at WrestleMania 41. John Cena grabs Jey Uso and whips him hard into the opposite corner. The referee gets distracted, so Logan Paul drops an elbow on Jey Uso. The crowd gets into a dueling chant over whether or not John Cena can't wrestle. Jey Uso reverses a hard whip into the corner, and John Cena hits sternum first. Logan Paul tags in before Jey Uso can make a tag. Logan Paul connects with a gut wrench suplex for a near fall. John Cena tags back in. Logan Paul and John Cena double team Jey Uso with stomps. John Cena tosses a little trash to Jey Uso and waits for him to get up to run him over with a clothesline. John Cena slides Jey Uso up and hits a diving shoulder tackle. John Cena then mocks the crowd, but they gave him a nice ovation anyway. John Cena hits the top rope and connects with a second shoulder tackle. Jey Uso starts to fight back, but John Cena counters with a back suplex powerbomb. John Cena hits a 5-knuckle shuffle and sets up the attitude adjustment. So Jey Uso slides off and applies a sleeper hold. John Cena quickly backs Jey Uso into the corner and falls to the canvas. John Cena slowly crawls to the corner and tags Logan Paul in. Logan Paul stops Jey Uso from making a tag. Logan Paul sends Jey Uso into the ropes for a big boot. Logan Paul hits a split leg drop for a 2 count. Logan Paul applies a weird chin lock. Logan Paul chinches in before Jey Uso starts to fight up. Jey Uso nearly gets to the corner, but Logan Paul slings him down. Cody Rhodes looks frustrated. Logan Paul puts Jey Uso in the corner and punches him away and at his at his midsection. John Cena tags in and knocks Cody Rhodes off the apron. John Cena punches away at Jey Uso. The referee holds Cody Rhodes back. So John Cena and Logan Paul get a double team choke on Jey Uso. John Cena hits Jey Uso with a suplex for a 2 count. John Cena applies a weird chin lock. Jey Uso fights up and reaches for Cody Rhodes. John Cena lets go of the hold and goes to attack Cody Rhodes before Cody Rhodes knocks him back. Jey Uso then lays John Cena out with a step up insecurity. Logan Paul tags in, but John Cena tags himself back in. John Cena and Logan Paul starts to argue a bit. John Cena shouts that he is trying to teach him. John Cena and Logan Paul start shoving each other. As they argue, Jey Uso crawls to the corner and tags in Cody Rhodes in. Cody Rhodes hits Logan Paul and John Cena with a clothesline. John Cena reverses a whip to the corner, but Cody Rhodes slingshots over him and hits Logan Paul with a snap power slam. Cody Rhodes kicks John Cena and drops down for the uppercut before hitting a Cody cutter. Logan Paul charged, but Cody Rhodes hits a back body drop over the top rope, followed by a suicide dive. Cody Rhodes goes to the top rope and hits John Cena with a missile dropkick. Cody Rhodes sets up for a crossroads, but John Cena shoves him into the right hand of Logan Paul. John Cena hits Cody Rhodes with an AA cover 1-2. Jey Uso breaks it up. Logan Paul goes for a buckshot lariat, but he trips, allowing Jey Uso to super kick him down. John Cena hits Jey Uso with the AA. Cody Rhodes then hits John Cena with the crossroads. Cody Rhodes covers, but he moves when Logan Paul for a springboard splash. Logan Paul lands on Cena instead. Jey Uso then hits Logan Paul with a spear. The crowd is buzzing for this match. All 4 men are down. John Cena gets up and starts to exchange right hands with Jey Uso. John Cena kick him, but Jey Uso connects with an uppercut. John Cena goes for the AA, but Jey Uso gets out of it and hits a super kick, knocking John Cena out of the ring. Logan Paul hits Jey Uso with a big right hand, but Jey Uso fights back. Logan Paul whips him out with an uppercut. Cody Rhodes turns Logan Paul around and punches him. They trade right hands before Cody Rhodes hits some sling left jabs. Logan Paul kicks him before eating a bionic elbow. Logan Paul then hits a Paul Paul virtual Paul Paul virtual Paul what is that? Bartels Paul Bartels Logan Paul goes to the top rope and calls the WWE drone. Logan Paul grabs the drone and holds it, but Cody Rhodes cuts him off. Cody Rhodes hits him with a superplex as the WWE drone films this. Jey Uso then crushes Logan Paul with the Uso with the Uso splash. John Cena soon hits Jey Uso with the AA before delivering an AA to Cody Rhodes. 1-2. Cody Rhodes kicks out. John Cena cannot believe it. John Cena grabs Cody Rhodes at ringside and bounces him off the steel steps. John Cena clears off the commentary table before clearing off the Spanish one. John Cena stands on the commentary table and lifts Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes slides off and Jey Uso and leaps off the second table with a spear on John Cena. The table does not collapse. Jey Uso is still down on the desk. Logan Paul then drives him through the commentary table with the outside moonsault. John Cena gets in the ring with the undisputed WWE champion. Cody Rhodes is slowly getting up. John Cena rocks Cody Rhodes in a skull with the undisputed WWE champion. All of a sudden, a hoodie figure gets in the ring and spears him down. The person punches away at John Cena to pick up the title. It's R-Truth. R-Truth hits John Cena in the face with the undisputed WWE Championship. The crowd is going wild. Cody Rhodes hits John Cena with the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. The winner by pinfall, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. This match was boring, but the highlight of the night was R-Truth showing up at Money in the Bank and speared John Cena. So Cody Rhodes pinned the undisputed WWE Champion John Cena clean in the middle of the ring. All right. So this was a boring match, but the highlight of the night was R-Truth, spearing John Cena, and that's it. WWE played us all. We all got played by WWE, but R-Truth did get released from WWE, but WWE played us all. All right. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso celebrate in the ring as the show comes to an end. A shocked John Cena watches from the stage, and then WWE Money in the Bank goes off the air. All right, let me explain what I think about WWE Money in the Bank. Now, in my honest opinion, WWE Money in the Bank was a good show in my eyes, in my opinion. But I'm glad our troop is back because like I said, WWE played us all. They said that our troop got released from WWE until Money in the Bank when they revealed that it was our troop, Spirit John Cena. This was a shocking moment of the night right here. Highlight shocking moment of the night that our troop is back. So I know that Triple H is gonna have a meltdown with this one. I already know. So that's all I gotta say. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my WWE Money in the Bank review on highlights, make sure you guys please watch the video from all the way from the beginning or towards the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more Western content I do on the channel where I give you guys the full review and not the half my review. Follow my social media down below in the description, and go check out my WWE World Collides review and highlights. I still got to set to my premiere, so guys, go head over to my WWE World Collides review and highlights world premiere. I better see everybody in the chat, so that's all I gotta say. But yeah, tomorrow I am going live on Twitch for some Fortnite. Um, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. But anyway, this your boy Boy Snatch on TV. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept you crew, kept you kings, kept you club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. And have a great weekend, guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow live on Twitch for some Fortnite. And I'm looking forward to playing with some friends on Fortnite as well with the new season and stuff like that. So oh yeah, let me give a big shout out to Squidorella from Twitch. Squidorella, if you're watching this video, shouts to you, Squidorella. Winter Blossom, shouts to you as well too. And Pookie23 shouts to you as well. Showstopper TV shouts to you as well. Tony Skittles shouts to you as well. And Tony Skittles, I would love to see you do a Money in the Bank review and do a world premiere for Money in the Bank and just review it. I will be there. So Tony Skittles, if you're watching this video, please do a world premiere for WWE Money in the Bank review, and I will watch and I will be there. And I promise you. But anyway, shout out to everybody, man. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and always stay positive. And I will see you guys tomorrow live on Twitch for some Fortnite. The new season just came out. And I'm gonna go live on Twitch tomorrow for some Fortnite. And I hope I see more than 3 people in the chat. I'm trying to get to affiliate for the second year in a row, and I need everybody's help. So small streamers unite, and that's all I gotta say. Cause small streamers does not get any recognition. Do you know who gets way more recognition? Those big streamers, and that's all I gotta say. And that's nothing but the facts. And that's nothing but the proof. All right, this your boy B-Boy Snatch on TV, and I will see you guys in my world premiere tonight at 5 o'clock a.m. My WWE Money in the Bank reviewing highlights, and that's all I gotta say. Stay too sweet. I'm out of here, gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet, gang.